sorry we got cut off. Pascal, I want to show you what I've been up to with the quarantine, so you want to see where the magic happens?
Dressed in her lucky vintage waterproof by French designer Jean-Charles de Castelbajac, British artist Shingai is adding the finishing touches to her new album. The former member of the pop soul group Noisettes has a message. She believes the current COVID-19 crisis provides an exciting opportunity to transform society.
For 2020, we have to make sure that we don't go back to the same ways that maybe put us in this position. As people, as humanity, we need to come together, and we need to not be afraid to have the serious conversations about fairness, about equality. Obviously, like being a black woman of African heritage, you know, in terms of my image, natural hair is very, very important to me in celebrating the ancient hairstyles of my culture. We can make so much changes and just allow people to be themselves, to be more tolerant, help each other a bit more, and use art as a force to connect people rather than putting artists into so many boxes and segregating artists on basis of their gender, sexuality, color. I really feel like it's a revolutionary moment, you know. So yeah, let's be fearless. Let's go forward into a new dimension. I feel like I'm definitely one of the artists that, you know, is not afraid to lead this new message of hope and fearlessness and re-togetherness. Because it's the only way, otherwise, you know, we won't make it, you know?
The founder of Paris-based online fashion magazine Nothing But The Wax sees things similarly. For Singer-songwriter, it's time for the black diaspora to shine.
We need to use this crisis as an opportunity to spearhead innovation. It's just like the economist Joseph Schumpeter said. It's at moments of crisis that we find the energy to change things. So, we need to find within ourselves that creative energy and run with it.
And how does that translate into the real world? Back in 2005, Kelly Massol raised the alarm over the potentially dangerous ingredients used in beauty products for black women. 4 years later, she released a haircare range for curly and textured hair.
I'm sorry to say that today a large proportion of the population simply can't find products that are suited to them. Especially considering how many mixed-race people there are. Just think, blondes, brunettes or redheads who have mixed-race children who are surprised that they can't find products for them next to the shampoo they'd buy for themselves. You see what I'm saying? There's a real gap there. And that's when they realize the difficulty, how little choice there is on the market. And that's why things are going to have to start to improve. Also because people are much happier these days to wear their hair natural. And I'm not just talking about black hair, I'm talking about all women. And that's what's going to spur things on.
Creating the products is one thing, getting people to know about them is another. AGNES CAZIN, based in London, has been putting together a communication strategy.
Ignoring communities is essentially making them invisible. The big mainstream labels need to start accepting the reality of the market, how it's made up, and those smaller subsections that have specific needs. When the big brands and distributors have truly understood the importance of cultural specificity of certain products, we'll no longer need to talk about afro products. We'll just call it all hair care.
In Paris, wig maker Lorenzo Cubano works with a lot of black singers, among them the likes of Aya Nakamura. But his client base is wide. Do men ever order wigs from you?
Oh, they absolutely do. I do a huge amount of work with the transgender community and with lots of people who work in the theatre. Wearing a wig is about style. It lets you change your look from day to day. That's a lot of what I do. I have a lot of clients who order from me, and those relationships are constantly developing, for men as well as women. And we work on the wigs of the future. That's really key.
And how do you see the future?
We've just opened a salon. We're in the process of opening another one. Maybe 10 years from now, we'll have a salon on the Champs-Élysées and everything that entails.
Meanwhile, back in London, Shingai is perfecting her latest song, entitled War Drums.
In Africa, when you hear the war drum, then you know it's too late. And we don't want to hear war drums. We want to hear songs of like peace. We want to see more fashion. We want to see more dancing, more movement, everything. Let's go forward, man. Like we know everything that's not working about the world. And that's what I try to put in my music, you know. There's a lot of amazing artists that are now evolving the kind of art they create to meet the demands of the future, which is something better, something bigger, you know?
Responding to crisis with creativity. What better way to forge a path ahead in these unprecedented times?